Welcome, Pilates friends. So all you need is yourself and a mat. As always, just a reminder, grab a blanket, a yoga block, a small ball, any of those props that you've used in the past. And if you're not sure, you might just gather up a few things just to make things more comfortable for yourself. An elevated space is always handy to have if you're working on planks, holding yourself in plank while moving, like doing some leg lifts or anything in a plank position. As well as some side plank movements that we'll be doing. So if you are working on that, go ahead and take an elevated space nearby as well. I'll give you those cues as we move along, but let's go ahead and get started on your mat. We'll turn toward one end of the mat, just sitting up nice and tall. So with the feet on the mat, knees bent. We'll start here, just with hands right behind the thighs, lifting through the chest, just relaxing the shoulders. You might just kind of shrug them and move them around a little bit, make sure they're loose and that you can draw them back just a little bit. Okay? As you draw them back, make sure the ribs are drawn slightly down, connecting the front body. Taking a deep breath in through all sides, so through the front, the sides, and the back of your body. Getting wider, expanding outward more than upward, and then exhale it out, blow out the breath. We want to feel like everything is cinching in toward the center of the waist. Every last drop of breath to really engage those transverse abdominals and for the pelvic floor to lift. Just take another breath. Blow it out completely. And one more here. Go ahead and reach the hands forward. So we're just really being supported by the core here. You'll lift up just a little taller, inhale, and then lean back just a few degrees, keeping that nice straight back. Okay. Inhale, lift up like you're holding something just slightly over your head. Exhale, and just pull back. Inhale, lifting. I want you to keep that same sensation through the center of your waist that you have when you exhale completely. So you're going to have that canister feeling, like you cannot break the center here in the waist. Just lean back. Good. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. Now 2 more. If you're feeling a little discomfort in your low back, go ahead and just take a break. Okay, but we're going to continue on really engaging deeply. So we want to make sure that the deep muscles are firing off here. Transverse abdominals especially. Inhale. Now as you come back, hold it here. We're just going to rotate to one side. And if you have something you want to hold, you could hold a ball or a block here. Come back to center and then switching sides. Inhale. If you prefer to squeeze something between your knees, you could do this as well. I want you to keep your legs really steady, so check them out. As you turn, try to keep your knees really level. Okay, so inhale, exhale. I want you to come back to center. Inhale, lift up. Exhale over to your right. Inhale, lift up. And exhale over to your left. Okay. Now we have the last option, and that is a little knee raise. As you inhale, lift up. As you exhale, turning, lift that knee. Okay, so whichever side you're turning toward, if you're turning to the right, you lift the right leg. Now, if that's not something that you're ready for, it's okay. So I want you to be able to stay lifted and tall as you lift that leg, rather than it causing you to have to roll way back and round your back. Okay, so I'm lifting, turning, and lifting the legs. So don't worry if that's not where you are today. We're going to take 4 more, whichever variation suits you better. Okay, so continue with your breath. 2 more. Inhale, exhale, and last one. Come back to center. Straighten out the legs. Reach out through the toes. Zip up that inner leg line. Reach up tall, and then gently roll back again. Now, hold it here. Bring it up. I want you to squeeze the inner leg line. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lean back. Inhale, up. Try to keep your legs heavy, like there's a band that is around your legs and it's anchored to the floor so that they can't pop up. We'll try 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. Very nice. And 1. Stay lifted and tall. Come back to center. And separate the legs the width of your mat. Arms are going out to the sides. Put a little bend in the knees. Inhale. Rotating and reaching to the outside of that pinky toe. Come back up for the saw. Inhale. Rotate. Exhale. Inhale. Up. Exhale, rotate, reach. So every time you're reaching, as though someone's got a hold around your waist and you're trying to move away from this. So they're pulling you back and you're moving forward right here. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. Last 4. 3. 2. Last 1. And back to center. Bring the legs together again. Now, as you shift your hips forward just slightly, we'll keep a little bend in the knees. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll all the way back. As you roll back, take a pause. Inhale, reaching toward the sky, rib cage is knitted down. Exhale, start to lift up and reach to the end of your mat. Squeeze those knees together and then bring it back down. Inhale, just reaching toward the sky. Exhale, lifting up. Now, if you can continue here, I want you to go ahead and see if you can raise yourself up the rest of the way. If you do not roll off the mat all the way, it's okay. Okay, just stay with the level that best suits you. Continue to work on the deep muscles. I need for you to please get out of your head. All right, sweep the arms overhead. So what I mean is, if you're in your head, you're just thinking about how you can't do it, right? If you're not moving all the way, maybe you're thinking, I can't do this. Don't worry about, there's no right or wrong. There's no can't. It's just moving where you are today. So if this is where you are, you're gonna reach. Just lift those shoulders. I want you to build that deep core strength. We're gonna take 3 more, whichever variation you're on, that first level, second or third, lifting all the way up. You could even straighten your legs the rest of the way out. 2 to 3 more here, depending on where you are in your movement. Reach. And bring it down. Nice and slow. Give me 1 more. Lifting, inhale. Exhale, roll back. So depending on where you were in your movement, if you moved on your mat, just recenter yourself. Go ahead and bend the knees. So hands right behind the head to start. We'll just start with a basic little crunch. So elbows out wide. Inhale, pull the rib cage down. You're not trying to smash your back into the mat. You're just moving ribs down, connecting ribs and hips so you feel that girdle engage. Inhale. Exhale, up. Pause. You've got that space between chin and chest. And lower back down. Exhale, lift. And lower down. Take that breath in on the way down. Exhale, come up. Your head is heavy on your fingertips. Your hands are spread wide. Your elbows are spread wide. Try not to lead with your chin. Rather, drop your chin slightly like you're nodding your head. Yes. And you're in the down sweep of that nod. Just gazing forward. Inhale. Exhale, lift. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last 1. Good job. Back down with the head. You can leave your hands here or just rest them by your sides. We're going to lift the legs, squeeze the knees here. Notice if your back has started to arch away from the floor and drop those ribs back down. Connect the front body. Starting to lower the legs down. Tapping toes to floor without allowing any additional arch behind the back. Bring it back up. If you feel more comfortable having some feedback here, squeezing a ball or a block, go ahead and do so. Exhale. Just be mindful what's happening through the center of your body. Remember the canister. So as though your whole center of your body is like a canister that can't be broken. So try to keep it really steady, hips staying level, ribs down. Let's take 3 more. Hands again can be behind the head. Sometimes I even will place them across the forehead. This just really allows for my shoulders to relax more. Inhale. Drop it down slowly. Exhale back up. 1 more. Inhale down. And exhale up. Pause. Very nice. All right. So I want you to lift your shoulders as the knees are lifted up. And now lower everything down. Inhale down. Exhale up. Slow and controlled. Exhale, lift. Just try to relax the shoulders down from the ears. Just putting a relaxed sensation in that upper body. 4 more. Slowly moving so that if you feel yourself shaking, perfect. All right, you're really focusing on that slow movement. 3. 2 more. Last one. You've got it. Now take a hold right here. If you need a break, take a break always. All right, we're going to stay in this position, taking the left leg out and then the right. Inhale. Exhale. Let your head be heavy in your hands. If you need to take your head to the floor, it's okay. But not because you're just relaxing, and keep that center of your body really engaged. Well, let's add a little to this. So we're going to take, next time that left leg goes out, we're going to start a 3 count. So take the left leg out. 1, switch, 2, switch, 3. Now hold, lift, crunch. 1, 2, 3. Start with the right leg. Out. 1, 2, 3. Hold, crunch. 3, 2, 1. Left leg, go. 1, 2. You've got it. 3. Lift, crunch. 1, 2. Give me 1 more. You can do it. Right, left, right, and crunch. 1, 2, 3. Excellent work. Drop the feet, drop the arms by your side. Let the knees sway side to side. Awesome work. Okay. Excuse me. We're going to take the feet together and the knees will just fall apart into a little butterfly position or bound angle pose. Okay, so if we were just going to relax here in yoga, it would be a nice little bound angle. Okay, here we're going to have a nice little active butterfly. So we're going to keep those knees out, push your feet slightly together, put a little bit of energy into them. Hands again right beside your head. Make sure those fingers are spread wide to give like a little net. So you're not so much interlacing them, preferably. We're just going to kind of interlace the fingertips. Make it like a little web. Okay, inhale. Exhale, lift the shoulders. Inhale down. As you exhale, I want you to feel as though you could slightly kind of just apply that weight right on the top of your sacrum there. So without tipping the pelvis. So I'm not trying to really give it a good tilt or tuck. Just keep it pretty neutral to start. Okay, so exhale, lift. Hold it for that full second at least. Okay, exhale. Now we're going to take this last one, then we'll just start to lift those legs. So arms stay right behind your head. Inhale, lift the legs up and lower down. So as you'll see, I've got that little butterfly position here, lifting up, lowering down. Up, knees wide, exhale down. And of course, the width of your knees will depend on you, your personal range of motion, and your hips here today. So don't worry, just take what you can, take what works for you. Okay, give me 2 more right here. And 1. Now you probably know what's coming. We're gonna go upper body, lower body, both lift. Try to really lift that tail this time. Give it a little squeeze with your elbows to the outside of your knees. Kind of squeeze into them. Give a little extra resistance. Okay? Keep going here. Inhale, exhale, lift. Give it a little squeeze. Okay? Inhale, exhale, and squeeze. Kind of push against the knees, but the knees are pushing back. So we've got 4 more. Lift. 3, 2, last 1, and rest. Awesome work. Go ahead, stretch it out, shake it out a little bit, full body. Circle out through the wrists, the ankles, and bring the feet back to the mat. Okay, so ready for a bridge lift. So shoulders just relax back. Give yourself a moment here. Inhale. Press through all 4 corners of your feet, big toe, little toe, inner, outer heel, and start to lift up as you feel as though you're drawing your heels toward your glutes. Lower back down. So another way to think about this is as you lift, imagine that you could draw your knees towards your toes. So letting your legs lengthen through the top of the body, shorten in the back of the body. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, lowering down. Just 3 more. Lift and lower. Check out the energy in your feet. They're staying planted, especially right below that big toe, all the way across to the little toe, into your heels. Now, next breath up. You're going to inhale, lift up. Go ahead and walk your feet in towards your glutes, so towards your body. Walk them in just a little bit, and then lift the heels. Okay? So we're just going to lower the hips about just maybe 3 or 4 inches away from the floor, and then lift them back up. So not quite all the way down, maybe about a fist distance below you, and lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Press below that big toe. Keep the ankles nice and steady. Inhale down, or inhale up, exhale down, or just find the breath pattern that works better for you. If it feels awkward or strange, just make sure you're breathing. 2, and 1. You're going to stay lifted. Now just pressing the knees out without letting the toes roll off the floor, and pull them back in. So opening out and pulling in. So out and in. So a little butterfly there. Out, bring it in. Okay. For 3, 2, and 1. Back to center, lower down. Very good. All right, nice long stretch. Bring the knees in one at a time, and then give them both a hug. Rocking side to side. So we take the legs straight up. Okay? We start with just a little double leg drop. So legs are together. We lower the legs down. I want you to go as far as you can, just lowering those legs down without allowing your back to arch. Okay? So lower down, and if that's low, almost to the floor, that's fine. If it's just a few inches, that's fine too. Okay, so inhale, just go to where you can. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. If you're not quite to straight leg variation yet, go ahead, bend those knees, just like we did in the very beginning. So you can take double knee here, down and up. But if you could start to work to straight leg, maybe your range of motion just isn't as big. That's okay. Eventually it'll get bigger. So 2 more. Down, bring it up, and relax those shoulders. 1, we're going to add on just a bit. So we're going to take the legs, separate the legs out to the sides like a V, and now circle them down and up. Now you're going to have to really pay attention to what's happening in your body here. If you're feeling any kind of clicking, grinding, or anything such as that, I want you to really focus on your stabilization before movement. Inhale. Maybe even change your range of motion, not quite as big. And then let those also just be cues to you that you may have some misalignments happening there, and that's something to think about, or possibly some chiropractic care or body work would be helpful. And go ahead and pause. Let's take the legs back down to center, and the same thing reverse. Bring it out and up. Take it down, out, and up. Inhale, exhale. 3, 2, last one, and rest. Very good. Bend the knees, roll yourself to one side. Okay. So as you have rolled to that side, go ahead and come down. We're going to start here with a double leg lift. So you could have your head rested on your arm, on a pillow, on a block, whatever, or just hand holding your head. Let's take a little double leg lift. If you need some cushion, take it under your bottom hip. Just try not to let that take you to an unlevel space. Okay, so just a little cushion would be fine. Legs go back just slightly, so everything is in a straight line. You can use the back of your mat as a guide, so lining everything up with the back of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, top hip slightly moves forward and lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. I want you to keep both waists equally as long as you can. You're going to get a little shorter on that top waist, but try not to just dump it into the bottom waist. There's a little resistance here. Good job. 3 more. 2. And last one, you're going to hold. Just hold right here. Big scissors, very slow. We take it out for 8. 7. Really steady with your upper body. 6. 5, 4, still breathing. 3, 2, and last one. Bring it to center. Knees will bend. Come back to center here. Lift the feet up so knees are slightly forward in front of you. And we're not quite 90 degrees, so bring them down a bit, lower than hip level. So down. And we're going to lift the feet up. Now back to those little butterflies, or here it's going to be, we're going to be doing a clam, or call it a clam. Okay, so we're just going to lift the knee up and then bring it back down. Just try to keep your feet close together, like a little pivot point. Bring it up, being mindful that you're not leaning back with your leg, so your whole body is steady. You're just lifting and lowering that top leg. Inhale, exhale. Good job. Now we can add on to this, taking that knee up, pause, kick the leg, drop the toe, drop the knee. Open, kick, down, close. Open, kick, down, close. Now, I want to give you one more option while we're here. Give yourself an extra challenge if you want. The other hand can go behind the head. Now you've got to balance a little more here. That arm could also go straight up. Okay. Just depending on how it feels for you. Let's take it for 3 more. 2. And last one. Whew. All right, feeling that. All right, right there in the hip. We will get that stretched out and a little massage in a moment. So we're going to come up onto the elbow for a moment. Just a little side plank lift. So again, if you need cushion on your knee, take it. If you'd rather take this arm onto an elevated space, such as an ottoman, something that may be with a blanket on it, go ahead and do so. We're going to lift everything up away from the floor and then lower back down. So make sure the shoulder is away from the ear, meaning you're not sagging into it trying to lift. This is going to hurt your shoulder. So really push up out of it. and then lift. Back down. As we continue to progress, you could straighten your bottom leg, stacking it behind your top leg, and lift. This is going to be a little more challenging on that shoulder as well. So be careful here. If you'd rather do it on your hand, you could even come all the way up to your hand. Just be mindful, working in your range of motion that works right for you, but challenging yourself. Lift and lower. Okay, we've got 3 more. We're adding a twist. So again, find the appropriate level for you to work in today, even if it's elevated. You're getting the work, even if you're elevated. So I want you to take it up, hold. Okay. Now sweeping under and back up for 8, 7, 6, 5. Good job. Halfway, or more than halfway, right? 4. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and release it. Back down. Very nice. Come up, shake that side out, shake everything out a little. We'll flip over to the other side. So down we go, all the way to the mat. We're starting with those double leg lifts. So make sure everything is lined up. Again, you could use the back of your mat as a guide. So just lining everything up in the back of the mat. Lifting and lowering, double leg. Biggest thing I want you to be mindful of here is that hinge from your hip. So I'll turn this way. Here's what I see quite often is the head coming forward, the hips hinging, and the hips moving back. Okay, so be mindful. This is not what we're looking for. We're looking for straight body, lifting straight to the side. So you can kind of see the difference there. Okay. Like you're just lifting and lowering, resting against a wall. Okay. So, trying not to lean back. So take it for 3 more. 3, 2, holding your last one. Hold it, and big scissors slow. 8 of them. Both legs. 7, 6, breathing. 5, 4, 3, good job. 2, almost there. Last one, both directions, and back to center. All right, so now we've got the knees pulling up, just slightly, open and close into that clam. Exhale. Imagine that you're kind of moving in water, so as though there was a little resistance here. And again, being mindful that you're not just rocking your body back. Just lift the knee. It doesn't matter if you open really far. Okay, each side will be a little different as far as your range of motion goes. So let's lift it, hold it, give it a kick. Woo, I forgot to lift my feet up. It's like something doesn't feel right. Float your feet. No wonder I was thinking that's a little different. Feels a little, not so much easier, just a little different. Okay, so float those feet, bring it down, up, kick. Challenge your balance more by hand behind the head or reaching to the sky. Very nice. Last 3, 2, last 1, and done. All right. Whew. Slap it out a little. Okay, side plank. Here we go. We know what we're up against here. All right, so elbow again, line with your shoulder. Pull it back a little bit. Lift up away from the floor before you ever start to lift into that side plank. And lower down. So on the knee with cushion if you like. Elevated with your arm. You don't have to be on the floor. Or straightening your bottom leg, stacking it behind your front leg. Lift. Try again not to just sag or sink into that shoulder as you come down. Last 4, 3, 2, 1 more. We hold it up and twist. 8, twist. Up. 6. Good job. Watch that shoulder. Once again, can be done with a knee down, hand on the floor, or elevated with upper body. Come on, we're there. We're getting there. 3, 2, and last 1. Awesome work. Bring it down and relax for a moment. Shake it out. We're going to roll over onto the belly, working in that posterior chain just a bit more. So back body work here. Let your head rest. So placing your palms one on top of the other, forehead resting on the palm, back of your hands. Take the feet about the width of your mat and then press your pubic bone down into the mat. Relax your upper body, lifting just your left leg. Reach the toe to the wall behind you. Drop it down. Right side, same thing. Lift and reach. Activating your glutes. Before you lift, really give them a good contraction. Lift and lower. So you're going to keep your pelvis nice and steady still. Pubic bone pushing to the mat, not overarching in the back. Shoulders stay relaxed. Bring it down. I want you to think about lifting the top of your thigh away from the floor rather than just lifting your leg. If you just think, I'm going to lift my leg, oftentimes it's just really coming from like your knee bending, foot lifting. I want you to use your glute. Lift the whole leg. 2 more. So 1 just each side. And let's go to both legs real quick here. So we go up and down. Good. Up, lower down. Deep breath. Exhale it out. Last 4, 3, 2, last 1, and bring it all the way to the mat. Very good. Hands are going to go right underneath the shoulders as you lift up. Take just a little moment in a tabletop and start to slowly send your hips back. Leave your hands where they are. Come back up. Maybe even walk forward a little bit. Now here's where we're going to work in our plank. If you feel like you'd rather be in an elevated space, take your hands to something that's steady and sturdy. Okay, so hands are shoulder distance apart, turning the toes under, legs are straight. Glutes are contracted, you're pulling up through your rib cage, gaze is slightly forward. Bring left knee into chest and take it back, right side. Lifting up, pulling back. Hands, once again, can be up on that elevated space, ottoman, piece of furniture, even as high as something like a table, a dresser. Sky's the limit. They can even be on the wall. Okay, so it really depends on where you're starting today. Let's continue. We've got 2 more each side after this one. Exhale, scoop. 1, 2, come on. We've got all the way up to 4, 3, and 4. Very good. Set those knees down. Shift your hips back and rest. Take your hands back by your feet. Just take a big child's pose here, relaxing. Deep breath in, exhale out. Bring the hands by the knees. You did it. We did it. Let's have a seat for a moment here. Just a quick stretch. So 1 leg in front, 1 leg behind. Little mermaid stretch. Over to the side. Whew, getting the side waist opened up again. And back up. And then give it a reach over. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, reach. And then sweep. Give it a twist. Back to center, switching sides. Find the position that works for you. Rather, you could maybe just stack your knees close together. You don't have to have it far apart, depending on how it feels. Give it a twist. Back up, inhale. Exhale, reach. All the way up. Bring yourself back into a cross-leg position or some type of variation that's comfortable for you. Sweep the arms up. Bring the hands forward, just walking forward, stretching through those hips. Back up. Take the hands back just to the fingertips. Lifting through the chest. Pull the shoulder blades back, but make sure again that you're not just overarching, lifting your tail. Tail stays down. And then back to center as you sweep the arms up again. Bring the hands down, giving yourself a bow to your Pilates Rockstar today. Awesome work.